5 into the end zone. Touchdown Northwest. Runke back to pass. Looks, throws, looks for Simpson. Caught into the end zone. Touchdown Northwest. Jamar Simpson.
Welcome back to Bearcat Update, where we cover the sports that you love. I'm your host, Jason Holland, and today we'll be covering football, volleyball, soccer, and then I'm taking on the soccer team. Before we get into the action, make sure you take a second to subscribe to KNWT TV on YouTube. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you're notified the second that we post new content. It was a loaded week for the Bearcats, and it all started on Sunday when the soccer team hosted the 25th ranked Washburn Ichabods. It was a defensive battle as the Bearcats and Ichabods were both held to a goal each. In the first 10 minutes, Washburn pulled ahead 1-0, but junior Sydney Mueller tied it up later in the second half. That goal by Mueller would be the last one of the evening as the defenses held strong for the last 32 minutes of action. Goalkeeper Lily Ellis notched 5 saves on a low-scoring afternoon, moving her career total to 119. That tie by the Bearcats dropped their record to 3-4-5 on the year. On Friday, the Bearcats hosted their annual Pink-Out game against the Newman Jets. Heading into the match, the Jets owned a 2-9-1 record. It had been 21 days since the last victory for the Bearcats, but they were able to shake it off. Northwest chose the best possible time for the offense to go off, scoring a season-high 5 goals while holding the Jets at no goals. It was a coming-out party for junior Lucia Fernandez, who scored 2 goals in a dominant victory. Despite the recent struggles, the team has high spirits and remains focused on the end goal of reaching the postseason. It wasn't just the soccer team that won big this weekend. Volleyball absolutely pummeled the Pitt State Gorillas in a 3-0 sweep on Saturday. The win was the 11th straight against the Gorillas, securing the 3rd consecutive series sweep against Pitt State. It was an impressive performance from Olivia Durr, who had 13 kills and 2 blocks. However, it would not be the same luck on Friday as the Bearcats fell in a 3-0 sweep against the 21st ranked Central Oklahoma. But it wasn't our typical sweep. The Bearcats lost the series by a combined 8 points. But on the bright side, junior Avery Kemp took home 7 kills, 6 blocks, 3 service aces, and a dig. Our reporter Anthony Martinez sat courtside and has the highlights from Friday's action in Bearcat Arena. Take it away, Anthony.
Hi, I am Anthony Martinez and I am from Bearcat Update, and today I will be covering a new sport in volleyball. The Northwest Missouri State volleyball team welcomed in the Central Oklahoma Broncos into town on Friday night. The Bearcats always look to come out strong to set the tone into any game, but it wasn't going to be easy versus Central Oklahoma as they were going to be a challenge to deal with. The Bearcats did in fact come out strong, which caused the Broncos to call a timeout early on into the game. Both of the teams got a chance to regroup and see how they were going to attack the rest of this game. After the timeout, the Broncos looked like an entirely different team as they were getting spike after spike and everything falling in place in order for them to succeed. The Bearcats had a tough challenge ahead of them early on. In moments of brightness though, the Bearcats did have some hype moments and got some really important points, sparking some momentum to their way, but it wasn't enough to win the first set. To start the second set, it was Broncos all the way, as they were the ones to get off to the strong start and had the Bearcats on their heels. Toward the end of the second set, the Bearcats had some momentum heading their way to win the set, but the Broncos eventually took it to lead 2-0 heading into the third set. Tensions were rising as the Bearcats knew the deep hole they were in, but the Broncos were just having a really good night and getting points. Despite being down, the Bearcats showed no signs of giving up and fought until the very end. Lauren Casey, who had good moments in the end of the set and kept the battle to force a 4th set going. Lauren Casey again had some very important points for the Bearcats, which had the Broncos a little worried as the Bearcats were coming back. But a misplaced spike by the Bearcats finished this game and had the Broncos take this game home with a clean sweep and winning the game. I'll be kicking it back to our host, Jason.
While the team didn't get the ending they were hoping for, we believe that this could be a building block for the final 9 matches of the year. It has been a much more difficult season than the girls are used to, following a 24-7 record last year It has been frustrating, but the team continues to battle and improve as they aim for the MIAA tournament starting a month from today. We're going to take a quick break, so make sure you stick around after this commercial to catch more sports news, and we'll be covering a big win in St. Joe.
Kirsten, what are you doing here?
What do you think I'm doing here? Making TikToks? And it's not about what I do, it's about what we do here. So we start with storyboarding the content we want to create for our clients. It could be anyone from small businesses, nonprofits, and organizations both on campus and in the Maryville community. We write, we film, we edit, we create, and then we wait. So if you're someone who thinks you need us, we are KNWT Creative Services.
If you like video games, then we have the show for you.
Check out our show, Gen 2, your favorite place for all things gaming and rarely duck related.
It's Goose. It's a goose. That's a goose. And can you just smile for the camera?
This is getting out of your tab.
Why are you still here?
Taxes.
Welcome back to Bearcat Update. It has been a challenging season for the football team as they sat at a 3-3 record headed into the week. During the 5-year tenure of Coach Rich Wright, Northwest had lost just 12 games, but in this difficult sixth season, the Bearcats have lost 3 games in just 7 tries. Heading into this weekend's matchup against the Missouri Western Griffins, the Bearcats look to win consecutive games for the first time this year. The matchup looked like it did in years past as the Bearcats won their 10th consecutive game against the Griffins. The 27-23 win surely felt further apart than the box score would indicate. Quarterback Mike was the man this weekend as he had the best outing of the year, passing for 310 yards and 3 touchdowns. It is starting to look like the offense has hit a rhythm as they put up 27 points and moved the ball up and down the field. With 400 yards of offense, it was no surprise that running back Jay Harris continued his streak of 100-yard games as he extended it to a 7th straight game. Running like that just never goes out of style. Our reporter Caleb Allen was on the sidelines and has coverage for you. Take it away, Caleb.
The Northwest Missouri State Bearcats traveled to Missouri Western to take on the Griffins as they looked to defeat them for the 10th straight time. Conditions this last Saturday were cold and windy, but that didn't stop Northwest from getting off to a hot start. Although before this game they beat them 9 straight times, the Griffins came into this game averaging a league best of 225 yards per game on the ground, and had been on a roll the last few games, so Northwest was going to have a challenge on its hands. Northwest had an entire team effort from start to finish in their 4-point road victory. They started with a field goal in the first quarter, but then in the second quarter, they scored 3 touchdowns, making the score 21-10 at half. They had a more quiet second half with only a field goal made, but Northwest Missouri State's defense really stepped it up and held them to a final score of 27-23. Northwest passed for 310 yards, and running back Jay Harris reached the 100-yard mark for the 7th straight time this season. The Bearcats defense held the MIAA's top rushing offense to minus 17 yards rushing. Northwest defense also came up big on Missouri Western's final 2 possessions by stopping the Griffins on 4th down and adding an interception to close the game. The Northwest defense racked up 3 sacks on Missouri Western. Micah really had a game, going 20 of 30 passing for 310 yards and 3 touchdowns. It was the 4th 300 passing game of Hohency's career and the 8th time he has thrown 3 touchdown passes in a game. Jake Fisher also had a really great game on defense, sacking the quarterback 2 times. Northwest will be coming into homecoming this week. Pitt State is debatably a top contender for a national championship this year. Northwest will look to prepare and hopefully get the win this coming Saturday. This has been Caleb Allen, signing off.
Despite the recent successes offensively, it is apparent that the offense leaves points on the board as they have struggled with turnovers. 2 second-half turnovers gave the Griffins a chance at taking the game back. That is an issue that will have to be solved as the Bearcats will host Pittsburgh State Gorillas for homecoming. This homecoming week is where the past and present collide, and who better to face as this will be the 30th matchup between the Gorillas and Bearcats. The Gorillas will enter this game unbeaten, and this game is a chance to turn the tide and make a push for postseason play. We're going to take one final break before we conclude this episode of Bearcat Update. Stick around to get updates on golf and watch me take on Kaylie Rock and the soccer team.
The news that matters most is the news that hits close to home. Maryville or Bearcat news, whatever the story, we're there for you.
It could be about you, school, or your safety. Whatever it is, we got you covered.
You need to know what's going on in the Northwest and Maryville community, and this is a place to find it all out.
This is our home too, and we're in this together.
We are Channel 8 News, covering for you.
Welcome back to Bearcat Update. Remember the time that we said the Bearcat golf team broke the record for 36 holes? Well, when the golf team headed to Larchwood, Iowa to play in the Fall Invitational, they re-broke it, posting a two-day total of 607. They came in second place in the Invitational, falling just 24 shots behind the Augustana Vikings. Paige Hoffman again impressed as she finished with a 36-hole total of 147 and a +3 during the outing. She finished in third for the total competition, but it wasn't just Hoffman who showed out. Madeline Schlepfa finished right alongside her teammate. The two of them finished with the 5th best individual 36-hole score in school history. We have something a bit different coming to Bearcat Update this week. Our reporter Micah Storey sat down with Alyna Thibault from the cross-country team. Take it away, Micah.
I chose to come to Northwest because I just really connected with the coaches here and the other athletes that I met, and I just thought the campus was super pretty, and I just felt like at home whenever I got here. So in cross country we run a 5K and 6K. We don't typically run 6K until like conference and regionals and nationals, but we usually like to get a 6K in before conference. 5K is about 3.1 miles and a 6K is 3.7. And then in track, I specifically run the mile and the 800. The last few meets we've had, I've just been going in there and trying to do just different stuff to test out different things this year. I have a lot more confidence after my last year's seasons. That went really well, so I've just been wanting to try new things and be up with the top group, and it's been working well with me, and I've been really proud of myself. Conference, I feel like we will be top 3. I'm really hoping that our team will score top 2, but I think for sure we'll be top 3, and then I for sure will be top 3 at regionals if we're top 3 at conference. So, and then hopefully we get to go to nationals. The season's just been good, so I think the freshmen have been, my main goal is just help the freshmen learn how to compete collegiately, because it's so much different than in high school. So it's a lot more competitive. It's a lot more nerve-wracking. So that's been my main goal. It's just like making sure I help them with any questions. And I feel like they've become more confident in their racing abilities. So I think the season's been good.
Alyna has been dominating so far this season, finishing top 10 in all 3 races of this season. Just like Kaylie Rock and Lily Ellis on the soccer team look to keep up team morale, they're also hoping to boost confidence. So that's why I took on the all-time leading scorer in a skills competition. This week for Beyond Game Day, I'm taking my talents to the pitch and taking on the women's soccer team. I'm going to attempt to block a penalty kick, see what I can do. As always, let's jump into this episode by taking a look at the preparation that goes into preparing for a match. The first and most prevalent thing that I noticed about practice was how high intensity it was. During the drills, there was constant movement and every player was giving it their all. Coach Gordon, as well as the rest of the staff, were also heavily involved, coaching up the team the entire time. Being such an endurance-driven sport, the movement did not shock me one bit. Neither did the conditioning at the end of practice. All the work that these ladies put in made me super nervous to stand in the line of fire for their kicks, but it's time to face that fear and get started. I have no idea. They told me just to gauge a side. I'm kind of curious just what the first one will look like, so go for it.
I'm gonna go lower right corner, but I'm not gonna tell him that. Okay, we'll see how he does. Okay, ready?
She was whispering at the mic. I have no idea what she was saying. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to the other side, but he probably won't know that, but we'll see.
She's saying something right now, and I have no idea what she was saying. Okay. Ow!
I did it. Great dive. That was great.
Thank you.
Another one?
Gonna try and stay off the ground as much as possible, but I wonder, yeah, I can reach up there. Not at that corner, but.
I'll go high. I'll tell you I'll go high.
Okay.
Ooh!
I touched it.
That was close.
That hurt.
That was close. Might have a broken hand. Now I'm thinking bottom left.
She keeps whispering at the mic. I can do that too. I don't know what she's saying, but. Okay.
This one, I'll get closer to you.
Closer to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try. I'm gonna try to hit him. I'm close to him and not hit him, but I hit goalie sometimes, so I'm gonna try not to do that.
Fly through my ear. Okay. She's gonna try and hit me right here.
Ooh! Pick a
just
side.
Just guess? Okay, I'm hearing just guess over here. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Okay.
Ow! I'm not gonna hit the camera. I'm gonna go to the left now, so I don't do that.
Okay, he said closer. I'm closer now, closer.
Oh! Great coaching techniques by Coach Quaid.
Yes. I did it!
Well done, well done.
Just finished up the attempt and I made contact with the ball, but I do have to ask, did you think that the average person could compete at this level?
No. I would say it takes hours and years of practice just because it is a sport with your feet, and that's not exactly natural to be using your feet that much. So I do think that the average person needs to start a lot earlier than college if they want to play at this level. But yeah, with hard work and years of practice, they'll get here. Okay, fair enough. But after my performance today, did I make the team? No. Why not? Like I said, it takes years of practice, but the work ethic was there. We appreciate you being here, and you should come again, but on the sidelines, maybe cheer. Okay, you know what? I'll come back, I'll cheer these ladies on, but that's all the time that we have this week for Beyond Game Day. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. There is obviously no bad blood between me and Kaylie as she showed me how it's done. That's all the time that we have for Bearcat Update. I'm your host, Jason Holland, and you're watching Bearcat Update, the provider of complete coverage of Northwest sports. We post a new episode every Monday at 6 p.m., and you can find us on YouTube at KNWT TV. Also, check out a Bearcat Update exclusive with Darian Gordon as it comes out this Tuesday at noon Central Time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and to hit the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video. As well as Bearcat Update, you can watch the rest of KNWT TV's other content. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next week.